What we do here is go back.
I love What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dear Chula podcast, a podcast about LGBT relationships, our marriage, our lifestyle, our culture, anything you guys want to know we're going to talk about. I'm your host, Ella. I have my wife alongside next to me, Haley.
Hey guys, what's going on? We're really excited to finally be here. We thought that of all people, we would make a podcast because we have a little bit of a crazy story. We met and got married all within 4 months.
Yeah.
Yikes. And I tend to have a lot of stories that are very embarrassing that she would like to share with the world. So here we are.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. This is exciting. It's our first episode.
Was I the only person totally vibing to that intro song? Like, I usually am practically twerking in my seat over here.
To that song?
Oh, yeah. It's a vibe.
It is a vibe. It is a vibe. I'll give you that. But I don't know if it's like a twerking vibe.
Listen, I can twerk to anything. And those who know me know that that's true.
I don't put it past you. I know that's true. So, first episode,
the one where you meet the two lesbians. We're really, really excited. It's kind of taken a long time to get here, and I can assure you it's not as easy as you think just talking into a microphone.
It really isn't. Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of like, I don't know, like maybe because we want to be really perfect with it.
Yeah, well, like, you know, you have to be cautious of how many times you say or the pauses or if you're pronunciating.
Mind your business, because right at this point you're just throwing shots.
So yeah, but we're super excited to be here. We hope that you guys listen. We think it's going to be a really good time. This first episode, we're going to start off with just telling you guys about who we are, how we met, our relationship. We've gotten that question a lot on social media since we've started talking to our friends and family about this podcast. So we thought the first episode was a really, really good place to start.
Yeah, I agree. So, how we met? We met on Bumble. I know. Welcome to, 2020 dating.
2020 in a quarantine.
Yeah, that also played a huge part into it too.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely hasn't been easy, but it's been a completely different experience, and that's for everybody. Nobody could prepare for a pandemic. I just said a whole lot of P's there.
When I think of P's,
prepare for a pandemic.
I'm never gonna stop the way I think of peas now. Did I ever tell you the one time when we got this stuff and I was testing it out? Damon came over and he had the headphones on, and I was like, I don't know if I should get like a pop filter because of the peas and stuff and whatever. Mm-hmm. So he goes, well, say something with the peas, and then he started saying Polly Pockets, and I was just like, Polly Pocket popped her pussy.
I guess that's as good a time as ever to let you guys know that this is probably not a family podcast. So sorry. But we will cuss. That's true life. That's who we are. So this is kind of it uncensored. But to tell you guys how we met, most everyone I think these days meets the same way, which is through dating apps. So we met on
Bumble.
That's right. Bumble.
Actually, I'm not, okay. We say it like, oh yeah, we met on Bumble. But here's the thing. I give Bumble props because Tinder is trash.
I mean, it's all trash. Let's
No,
be honest.
it is. I know that, but I feel like Bumble, you have a better chance. You go from Tinder to not that well.
Listen, we're talking about really, really low class Tinder to barely scraping by with Bumble.
It's just I think with Bumble you have a better chance of meeting someone normal. But then again, what's normal? Or should I say someone who you possibly can have something with?
Yeah. Which Bumble, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. I want to promote you guys, but dating apps are just they're hard. Okay, so this is no offense. We met, we're happy, we're married. So congrats to Bumble. Thank you so much for helping us meet each other.
In the clutch. Because I'm not gonna lie, your profile picture, I was like, oh, time out. Hold up, wait a minute.
So is that what caught your eye? Was my profile picture?
Yes. Because
can you describe what you remember my profile picture to be?
I can't. I could pull it up on if you want to go on Facebook, I could find it for you. But it's been so long now. There's so many pictures that I don't know.
Okay, so you're swiping on Bumble, swiping, left, right, yes, no, whatever, looking to make a connection, and you see my profile, and what? You look at one picture, do you scroll through and look at the other ones, or did you just see the first one and say yes? Like, well, how did you do it?
So it was basically like one of those nights where I was just like, you know what? Let's see. Tonight might be the night where I find someone.
We all know those nights, those lonely nights. Maybe you've had a little too much to drink and you just kind of want someone to text to give you a little bit of affection.
Yeah, I guess, whatever. One of those nights. But no, yeah. So I see your picture and I'm like, oh, okay, cute. Honestly, I don't remember what anything said. But it was well enough for my standards to go ahead and swipe right.
That's proof right there that it doesn't matter if you are a male or a female. Nobody pays attention to what you have to say. That is just across the board.
Or that could just be me. Like.
I promise it's not just you. From someone who's been on both sides with those dating apps, it is not just you, honey.
I don't know if you have room to talk for the females yet. You're a newcomer.
Oh, am I still a baby gay?
Yes.
Did I not have enough dating experience?
I don't know. Like, I don't pay attention to that stuff. It's whatever. You like who you like. You fuck who you want.
Oh, okay. We're just throwing the F word out there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah. So okay. So it was just a picture, one and done. You didn't really read my profile.
I know. I read your profile, but I don't remember what I read. But I know I did, and it was enough for me to like swipe right. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I hear you. Me personally, you guys will get to know me if you don't already. I tend to be the more sensitive, intuitive one, and I am a very realistic person who has to kind of find out every single fact before I make a decision. And when I tell you, I looked at her profile upwards, backwards, to the left, to the right, tried to Google, tried to like reverse picture, look up some of those photos she had on Bumble.
Did you really Google me?
Oh, I did it all. I had to know who I was about to swipe with. Like, especially like this was my first time going 100% on these dating apps to only looking at other women's profiles. Like, I was hella nervous. I was anxious. You know, I always heard about how like small the lesbian community is.
Oh, it's hella small.
Exactly. So like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, do I already know people that know her? Like, how is this going to go? Like, and in my head, I didn't even think you would match me or that we would even like start a conversation because I am so new. And back when I was on the dating apps, I still was kind of presenting myself to be bisexual, which that'll be another episode. But that also is very intimidating for most lesbians, is to be involved with someone who is bisexual. Again, another episode, another story. So yeah, I did all my research. I didn't want to look
the
stupid.
fact that you went in there was like, I gotta go research before I continue.
Yeah, and like, you know, there were things that even I had to look up because I didn't know what they meant. I remember you had this picture that was clearly from Snapchat and you like screenshotted it with the caption and it said, "Let me blow your back out." And I was just like, what? Blow my back out? That sounds really painful.
Okay, enough. The people don't have to know all that. What's wrong with you? Anyways.
So yeah, she was thirst trapping and I fell into that trap because your girl was thirsty. And so we met, we matched, we ended up starting to talk, message each other, exchange numbers pretty quickly because we all know we hate messaging on those dating apps. Their messaging services suck. And then it was only a few short days later that we decided to actually meet each other.
Yeah. I was like, yo, you want to come through? Literally.
I mean, it was pretty much like that. And
I'm cooking dinner.
Did you cook though?
Nah, I think it was my sister. So like, okay, let's set the story straight. When COVID happened and the pandemic happened, I lived with my roommate, just moved in. My sister, lived 5 minutes away from me. She was new to the city. She didn't know anybody. So she would just come over all the time. And by her coming over all the time, she decided to start cooking for us. So she was there all the time cooking. And then, we met and you came along. So it was just one of those nights where, she was there, she was cooking, and, you were there.
Yeah. So I think it had honestly been less than a week. And we were talking about how we were going to meet, when it was going to be. There's anxiety because it was in the thick of the beginning of everything shutting down. It was kind of like first couple of weeks of April.
I feel like it was more than a week though, because
It was about the week before my birthday. My birthday is mid to end of April, and it was right before that when we met. Like probably somewhere between like the 14th and 18th is probably one of our first days that we met.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, it was nerve-wracking. You know, you don't want to be selfish and put yourself in a situation to contract the virus or give it to someone else.
But did you really, okay, be honest, at that time when you were meeting me, did you really have the pandemic into like?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, then I feel like an ass because like it was like out of sight, out of mind. I was like,
oh no.
What's a pandemic? I don't know. I'm just dating. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely. It was definitely in the forefront of my mind. You know, some of my family members would be at risk, and I don't have a lot of family down here where I am, like, you know, actual family members. And so I'm very close to my dad, and I didn't want to risk not being able to be around him, or if he did become ill, being able to help him, and he is high risk. So the thought of me catching it and giving it to him unknowingly really, really, really had me on edge. So for me, it was like a lot to make that decision because I kind of had to weigh the pros and cons of like, you know, you also don't want your life to stop necessarily. You want to be as safe as possible. You know, so I did make the decision to go over to her apartment. And that was the thing. There was nowhere to go. It's not like we could go out to dinner. We couldn't go to the movies. You know, it was coming over to each other's homes. And at the time, I was strictly working from home and not doing anything else. So I knew that I had not contracted it myself. And so I felt a little bit more comfortable. Again, you know, if politicians or people are going to sit here and listen and judge us, I get it. Probably not the smartest thing. Am I happy we did it? Of course.
You had so much hope that you thought that even politicians will listen to us. Oh my God. Damn.
I know, high hopes for us, right?
Anyways, I feel bad because I really didn't like put that into like perspective or into play, into consideration of like, oh, there's a pandemic, maybe I should reconsider everything. But the fact is, like, I don't really talk to anybody. I don't have friends like that. It was literally a friend of mine and my sister. That was it.
But you know what? Like, to this day, I put in enough thought for the both of us because I'm an overthinker. So if you don't think about it, I promise you, I've thought about it about 10 times over, and I've probably not been able to sleep, or it's woken me up in the middle of the night trying to think about what the best solution is. So
this is my life every day, guys.
I got you covered. So yeah, so she invited me over to her place. I need you to call somebody.
If anything happens to me, it was Haley.
No, it was me.
Oh.
On the record, if anything happens to her, it was probably me. I'm going to end up on that show Snapped. No, I'm kidding. I love you. Would never. But so yeah, she invites me over to her place, and, you know, of course, one-on-one, safety reasons, probably not the best, meeting somebody offline. Granted, we had FaceTimed one time, so like we knew we were
that
real.
That was such a random call.
Like, it was very random. Like, but we knew we were real, you know, so it wasn't about like, oh, am I being catfished?
Yeah.
But you still never know walking into someone's home, especially because she lived about 35 minutes away from me at the time. So it's not like I was around the corner and like a friend could like come over and help or anything. So you have to kind of think of all those things. But then she told me that her roommate would be there and her sister. And so I was like, dang, like those are two very important people right off the bat. Like I am just walking into a war zone, and I was terrified.
I'm just like, I don't know. I always want to put people in a more comfortable state, and I know that
comfortable for you,
for me, yeah, I know that. I'm sorry, but like I know that if I have like my friend there and my sister there, like they're buffers, like I could bounce off of them if I don't have nothing to say, because the fact is, a bitch don't talk that much. I really don't have much to say sometimes. Like I listen, but like just I don't have much to say.
She doesn't have much to say, but here we are recording a podcast.
I can see where that went, but
so yeah, let me set the stage for that first night meeting, because looking back, I think it's really, really funny. And again, coming from someone who, for the very first time, was meeting a woman with the intention of dating, like, again, another podcast, another story, you know, I've had other experiences, but this was my first time being like, okay, I actually like her, like I would want to be in a relationship with this person. And so she invites me over, they're cooking dinner, And again, it's like 35 minutes away. Of course, we don't even have to go into it. I had the whole dilemma with my friends about what I was going to wear. I had about 6 outfits picked out right before. I think I changed it like 3 times. Just wanted to make sure, and especially knowing her style, she's very kind of like street.
All I wear is sweat shorts.
Yeah, like street is honestly pushing it. Like if you could call it like
activewear.
Not even activewear, because she doesn't really do anything in it. She just sits at the house. But
I like to be comfortable. What's wrong? Listen, we live in Florida. All you have to really do is throw on some sweat shorts, some Nike socks, some slides, and a tank top, and you're good to go anywhere you go.
I know, in Florida, I saw the meme the other day that said Floridians will literally do anything in slides. And it's true. We will do anything in slides.
Yeah. Let them toes breathe.
So anyways, but on Bumble, she kind of had like flexed this really cool street style, which she does still have. It just doesn't come out often because pandemic, we're homebodies. Now it's kind of just ingrained in who we are. I get it. I don't dress up as much anymore either. So like, I felt like I was going to have to impress her with my style. Like I just knew that about her already, that I could not come over looking like ratchet.
You wore black. All black.
I did not wear all black.
Yeah, you did.
My shirt was white.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. She doesn't even remember. See, you guys,
I swear
like outfits don't
everything
matter.
was black. You wore just black. You were set in the stone. You're like, I'm
an emo girl.
Emo all the way through and through. Forever.
No. So I remember what I wore. I had my checkered, like high-waisted pants on. And then I had my white crop top that says feelings on it.
Oh, okay. I remember that.
Yeah. So I wore that, kind of cute, kind of casual, like cool to lounge in, whatever. And so anyways, I get there and I knock and I'm really, really nervous. Like I'm talking like sweating, which is another reason why I chose that shirt, because I know that you can't see my pit stains in it. So I'm really smart. And so I'm sweating. I'm really nervous. You guys. She doesn't even answer the door for me. She sent her sister to open the door.
She was already in the kitchen. She was already in the kitchen, and the door is next to the kitchen.
But she knew I was on my way. In fact, I had gotten lost and had to call like 3 times to figure out where the heck I was going, how to get in.
I gave you the wrong code.
She gave me the wrong gate code to her apartment complex, and then I had to feel crazy that it wasn't working.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was already a hassle getting up to the door and getting to that point. And so then I knock and her sister answers, and like I can straight see into the apartment, and homegirl over here is like half on, half off the couch.
Okay, listen, I was under the influence. Okay, I was a little,
yeah,
a little something.
But literally like falling off of the couch. And I look at her and she just goes, "What's up?"
So doesn't that make you feel comfortable, like right off the bat?
No, I promise you, I had this like 5-second mental battle where I just wanted to be like, run. And just like,
I think about it to this day, because you always say that you were like, I thought about really leaving that one, like the first time we met.
Yeah, only because of that. Like I was so nervous and I just thought it was so honestly like weird, but I get it. Like you have anxiety, I have anxiety. So now that we know each other, now that we know each other, it makes sense. But yes, in that first moment of meeting, I was panicking. I'm like, God, this is not going to go well. What am I going to do? Like they can smell the I can't even think of the word I want to say. Like they can smell my fear of being a lesbian. Like they can smell it. So I was very unsure of myself at that time.
That was you. Like I did not get none of those vibes.
Well, that's how it felt.
I saw you. I was like, yeah, she's gay. She's gay. I don't know what this bisexual talk she talking about, but she gay. She gayer than me, and I know gay. And that's gay. She gay. Haley gay, y'all.
Thanks. Thank you for that confirmation. But for someone who was experiencing a lot of an internal struggle with that, like it was terrifying to me. So I walk in and I'm talking to her sister and their roommate a little bit. They're super excited that I'm over. They're cooking and Ella is over on the couch. And so finally I'm like, I guess I'm going to go over there and talk to her.
I let her make you do all the work in my own home.
Yes. I had to work for it. So I go over and I sit next to her. Mind you, she is still half off of the couch. And so imagine trying to sit next to someone who is not really next to you.
Okay, but I feel like when you got up to the couch, I got up. Like I sat up.
No, No, because I sat there and I kind of remember I had to like turn and look down at you practically almost on the floor and be like, so is that comfortable? And that's when you actually got up and you moved.
Yeah, I know. So then what happens after that? I think I was like, hey, do you want a tour of my apartment? Which for no reason, because it's a basic ass floor plan. Like you walk in, kitchen, it splits off into the rooms, and then there's a living room in the middle. And here's me. Hey, so yeah, you want a tour? And you said yeah.
Yeah, this isn't like MTV Cribs. Like there was not a whole lot to see.
I don't know. I feel like that's something that you always do. Like growing up, that's what I saw my parents doing. Like, hey, do you want a tour of the house?
Yeah, they didn't live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment that was very tiny.
Okay, well, it was mine. I moved out and I wanted to show it off. Just appreciate it. How about that?
No, appreciate it. Proud of you. Get it, girl. But I'm just saying, like, there's not much of a tour. So we all know what do you want a tour
I know.
actually
I want
means.
a tour.
Exactly. So that's my point, is that the tour was not truly a tour.
Okay, so the tour went to the bedroom. Not like that, guys. Not like
Surprising.
that. Not like that. Not like that. So I went to the bedroom, and I don't know what it is with me, but I get comfortable quick. When I'm home, I get comfortable quick. And I think when we went there, like I went and I laid down in my bed. I was like, here's my bed.
Literally.
And then you like sat next to me and I was like laying down.
Just like, not just like laid in her bed or sat on her bed, like posted up in her bed. And I just like sat there awkwardly on the edge, like,
I'm just pulling out all the stops for you, like letting you know what you get yourself into.
And I almost want to say, oh gosh, babe, I'm so sorry that she used that corny line of, this is where the magic happens.
And did the magic happen? Hell yeah, it did, y'all.
Okay, but the magic had never happened on that bed before.
Because it was a brand new magic.
Exactly. So is it really where the magic was happening? No.
In my dreams, they were.
What dreams do not count as magic?
Whoa, relax.
So anyways, we're sitting there and we're talking. We're trying to like talk more one-on-one. Obviously there were other people in the apartment, but her door was open, and behind her, or behind my back, because she was facing her door and I was facing the wall in her bedroom, like her and her sister kept making eye contact. So it was like still really awkward for her. And we really couldn't quite connect. So we got up and we went back out into the living room, hung out with everybody. And then, I had wanted to kiss her because we had a moment in the bedroom where it almost was going to happen. But then her sister looked and we were like, okay, not. And I know what you guys are saying. Like, yes, we're full grown adults. We are grown women. But meeting someone the first time is still excruciatingly nervous, no matter what age you are. So don't be like, oh my God, you were so scared to kiss. Like, yes, we were. And
I'm also not a fan of like doing PDA in front of my
little
friends
sister
or my family,
Yeah. So anyways, I'm sitting there, like, sparks are flying. Like, I think we both can agree. Thanks for the sound effects.
You're welcome.
But no, like, there really were sparks, and there was a connection there, and it was almost instant. And so
what better way to do it than take the kiss to the closet? Because she's coming out the closet because she's gay.
So yeah, so I looked at her and was like, you've always told me about this shoe collection, because she's a sneakerhead, mind you, and you didn't get to show me your sneakers.
Girl, they were right in front of your face. The point of me showing you my sneaker collection, it was to get in those lips.
Yeah, but that's why I asked to go back into your room. And in my head, I was like, ooh, I know her shoes are in her closet. She's got a walk-in closet. We're going to have to go in there. Nobody can see us.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That was my whole thought process.
That was a pretty nice closet.
Yeah, I miss that closet. It was
too.
nice.
There was a lot of space.
A lot of space. We did a lot of things in that closet.
All right.
Anyways, so yeah, when we went to the closet, she starts showing me her shoes. And I shit you not, guys, we had our first kiss in the closet in her bedroom. But it was a really fucking magical kiss. Like, I think I knew in that moment, like, crap.
And then
like, this is it.
I think literally after that one day, we've been inseparable since.
Yeah. So just about every single day after that, like I said, it was an instant connection. And what else is there to do during a pandemic?
Than to just hang out together.
Yeah, because either you were going to be sitting at home by yourself or with your roommate, or I was going to be sitting at my house by myself. So if we're both sitting alone at separate houses, why not just sit alone together?
Yeah. And that's like, I think that's why I was like, with COVID is different because it gives you no option than to just actually spend quality time with that person and actually get to know them, and you have no choice but to talk. So, especially for me who doesn't talk, that kind of worked out for you, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like it really was like dating in a bubble that sped up time. But honestly, it was the longest, shortest year for everybody. So it felt like it wasn't a long time, but it also felt like it was like 5 years. You know, we were really only hanging out with each other. We couldn't really see most of our friends or family. And so
we didn't go out anywhere. Like, we did a lot of home cooking and door dashing.
Like, there are things as a married couple we still haven't gotten to do together that would probably be a very normal thing for a couple to do within their first month of dating. Yeah. But again, it's just because it's a pandemic.
We went to the movies, what was it, like a month ago for the first time? Yeah. But that was actually not a bad experience.
No.
Not at all.
But yeah, so we were living in this bubble, you know, with minimum outside influence. You know, yes, of course, we could text and call our friends, and we were talking about each other to our friends and family, you know, but it was only as much as you could convey during text messages or quick phone calls. Everyone was busy. Everyone was dealing with their lives in a different way. And so it really was just the two of us developing this connection and communicating and spending a lot of time uninterrupted together and without any distractions.
And also thinking about it now, I think that's why we were so private when it came to us getting married, because
absolutely
not a lot of people know that we just didn't get married off the whim. Like, we spoke about it, and then we thought about it, planned it out for a whole month before even going through with it.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those things where it was like within the same week we were like, let's get married, and then we ran off and got married. You know, again, we met and then got married about 4 months later. We know that is not the social norm. We know that people are going to sit and judge and look at us and question it, and it already has happened, and we get it. If the shoes were on the other foot, we'd probably look at one of our friends and think, eek, as well. But I think that when you look at it in the context of COVID and being the fact that we're lesbians and we're women and we feel things harder and faster naturally.
Like fast forward times too.
Yeah, you know, so, and typically in relationships, when you're just starting to get to know someone, you know, you maybe go to dinner and a movie. You know, that movie, you're just sitting next to each other. You're not really talking. You're not really connecting. Dinner might be super awkward.
There's distractions. That's what it is.
Money plays into it, whether you can afford to go on however many dates that week with this person that you're trying to get to know. And
I also had
all of that was removed.
If COVID didn't happen, I had 2 jobs. You were working like in close to Tampa. I was always in Orlando, you know.
Yeah.
There probably wasn't going to be much time for us to actually go ahead and spend that time together.
Right.
But with COVID, you know, I didn't have to go to work at Disney, you know, but I was still getting paid by them. I was just working at Walmart, and I was still being able to spend all that time with you because my schedule never switched up. So it kind of worked out for me, at least.
Yeah. And considering the fact that we had opposite schedules, so she typically works nights on the weekends and I work Monday through Friday during the day. If COVID was not a thing and we were both working our jobs as normal and I was working in the office, the time that we would have had to spend with each other would have been non-existent, and we probably would have given up.
Because that's how I would have been like, no, I'm tired. Like, I just want to sleep or something.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm not going to drive 35 minutes past where I live. You know, once I get off work, I have to go home, take care of my dog. I have to eat dinner. And, you know, at that point, it's getting kind of late and I have to go to work the next morning. So honestly,
we can say that COVID was like a blessing and a curse.
For our relationship, it truly was. Obviously, our hearts go out to everybody who has been negatively affected financially, losing family members. It's been a trying time for everybody, but I do think that there are little success stories and little silver linings that have taught us all really big lessons this year. And I'm grateful for the time that it allowed me to have with my now beautiful wife, Ella.
That's me. Wow, that was annoying.
Yeah, and so to us, it doesn't feel fast. We know in the standards of society, it feels super intense. It feels super fast. But I have been with someone for all different types of length of time. You know, we've been together for about 6 months now. I was with somebody for 8 years. And I can genuinely say that I feel like I know my partner now better than I've ever known a partner in my life.
Oh, for sure. Facts. I totally agree with you. I was with someone for 5 years and it didn't work out. And and it's not to like drag anybody down as to why they couldn't do anything, but it's just like, once you have that connection with someone, it's very hard to like, push it aside or be like, nah, that ain't me. Because to be honest, I was real gung-ho on like not getting married, not being in a relationship. Like I told, and people who know me can say that, because I told everybody when I turn 30, if I'm by myself, I'm gonna be a single mom. I'm gonna adopt. I'm gonna have a kid by my own. Like that's what that was my end goal. Like I was really like going for that, but shit happens.
Yeah, and my friends knew that too. Like so we've both been married before, and so we've both been divorced.
I don't count that one.
Stop. And so
I don't count that one.
Okay.
That's just paperwork. I don't count that. That don't count.
So, we both have that experience on our plates as well. And we both, I think, were kind of at a place where neither one of us thought we were ever going to get married again. And that's not to sound like your stereotypical, Humpty Dump. My marriage didn't work out. I'm not ever getting married again. I'm salty.
I wish people could see your face and how you're doing this, because
it wasn't out of being salty or jaded. Honestly, a lot of my friends and family know that before I got married the first time, I had constantly told people that I didn't ever know if I wanted to get married. Like, it wasn't something that was like at the top of my mind. I met someone who I thought that was going to work out with. And so I kind of compromised because it was important to that person. And then of course I kind of became obsessed with it now that it was like a new idea for me. But I had said over and over again when I was young that marriage just didn't ever feel right for me. And so it wasn't anything that I grew up like idolizing, getting married and having this big wedding, blah, blah, blah. Of course things change. And so then after I got married, I was like, all right, like that's how I felt before. That's kind of just how I'm going to be now. Like I can definitely spend my life with somebody, but I just don't know that I could ever do the whole legally married thing again. But recently I was out to dinner with one of my friends and we were just talking again about how we got married so fast, how we kind of did it in secret. We did it first without telling anybody. And she was like, anyone who knows you should have known, because if you were to ever get married again, this is exactly how you said you were going to do it. You said you were just going to secretly elope, and it's exactly what you did. And I was like, see, I have not been lying to anybody. All I did was come through on my promise of who I was and what I wanted. And there you go. I went and I got secretly eloped, and I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Nah, see, with me, it's different. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm such a private person. When it comes to my family, I don't know why, but I'm like very like, I don't want you guys to know anything about me. You guys don't need to know anything about my life. Like this is my life. I live it how I want. Y'all don't gotta know. Y'all don't have to participate. And I think it's because they're so judgmental that I'd rather just shut that part of my life out and just, be by myself. So when we got married, first person I told right away was my dad. And a lot of people had asked, what did your friends and family think about it? For my dad, I tell my dad everything. Same. Whether it's a stupid decision that I'm about for real, whether it's a stupid decision that I'm about to make, he's aware of it. He knows, and the only thing he can do is just give me his advice. So when we told him that we got married, he was happy, but he was more upset of the fact that why didn't we tell him before? Because then he felt like he could have been a part of it, planned it with us, and that made me feel like shit. But I was still like, no, it's my life.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, our intent was to not exclude people. Like, that's not what was in our heads. And we also weren't overly concerned with the judgment of people. Like, we weren't like, oh my God, we're going to keep this a secret because everyone's going to judge us and no one's going to understand and blah, blah, blah. Like, honestly, when we talked about getting married, we wanted to keep it between us. We were originally thinking for up to a year and then surprise people at a reception or have you. That we've actually been married for, a year at that point. We originally wanted to keep it private because we've both had failed marriages before. Failed marriages that were very public and that we went through the whole social aspect of being married and posting about that online a lot. And we both understood that there is a threat to a marriage that comes from society.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And as much as you love your friends and family, it can come from them too, always out of concern mostly. But there is a toxicity that can creep in. And both of our marriages failed fairly quickly after being married. And our mindset was to protect the first year.
Mine was just a mistake. I know our marriages were completely different.
Yes.
Let's set the record straight. You had a relationship.
Another episode.
I know it's another episode, but mine was just like a hot mess for another time like that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we really wanted to protect our marriage, and especially with our relationship being so new, like we wanted to continue building that super solid foundation within each other before letting the stress and the judgment and the world in. Shortly after we got married, it was about a month after we got married that we decided to tell our closest friends and family. And, the reception was pretty darn great. I think everyone was really, really happy and excited for us. And
we got a lot of like wows and, oh my God, I'm so happy. And then I knew it, and it was nothing but positive stuff. Yeah. So,
which is always great, but I am still thankful on the other hand, that we still are going through a pandemic that still forces us to have a lot of alone time together to continue building that foundation.
Yeah. So on top of that, somebody on Instagram had asked us, what is your favorite aspect of your marriage and what do you want to improve?
Ooh, coming in with a banger. So personally, my favorite aspect of our marriage is
me. I know.
is like, honestly, the connection that we have is unlike anything I've experienced. Like everyone says, oh, marry your best friend, blah, 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 but I almost feel like it's a little deeper than that too. Like it's just a different kind of best friend. And from the very beginning, we've just had this connection to where we have so much in common. Our personalities are opposite, but in the best kind of opposite, to where we truly even each other out. Like, before I met you, I was kind of in a very toxic situation, partying all the time, lonely, depressed. Shout out to mental health. We'll talk about that too, because your girl crazy. And you were just so chill, and like going out really wasn't your thing. And
I've gotten that before.
What?
That I have a very calming demeanor. Like I'm gonna stick it to you. I'm chill. I'm always gonna be chill. Like I work hard for this motherfucking piece. Don't disturb it.
Okay, but yeah, I was gonna say, don't let that fool you, because she's Dominican.
I'll disturb your piece. Just don't disturb mine.
And that comes out real quick. But yeah, like, we've always been able to talk for a long time, have fun, doing whatever it is that we're doing, and just be ourselves around each other, like truly, honestly, deeply. And that's my favorite aspect, is we always come back to who we are as individuals, and that who we are as individuals makes us better together. It's not that we always are relying on one or the other person for a certain aspect of our lives to be happy. We came together as whole people and just brought out the best in each other, which in my previous relationships, I've experienced where we've both brought out the worst in each other, and we tried to make it work, and that just doesn't work.
That's toxic.
So this is my first experience being with someone who truly brings out the best in me. And so that's my favorite aspect.
I love you, bitch. And I'm going to never stop loving you.
Never going to stop loving you. Bitch.
Wow. That was aggressive.
Okay. So then the second part was what?
What is something you want to improve?
Okay. Something I want to improve. To me personally, I think that this is something that every couple should continuously focus on. I feel like it can always get better no matter how good it is. And that's communication. I mean, relationships come down to communicating.
Shots. Forever with the shots. Yo, like.
Okay, you've come a long way.
I have. So
I'm proud.
For me to say to improve, I'm a hothead. And I know I'm a hothead. And
I like my girls spicy.
It's more so I'm just like, I'm quick to defend myself. And it's, it's a defensive.
Not everything is a personal attack.
I know, but it's like, what you say? Like forever. What you say?
Y'all, she just flexed her
like,
chest.
What you say? What? I didn't do that. No.
She will dead look you in the eye and be like, I don't do that. She's doing whatever it is that you say she doesn't do. But then 2 seconds later, you look at her and you kind of like Really, you don't
But
do that?
I'm a softie when it
Yeah,
comes
and then
to
she
you. Like
immediately breaks down.
I end up giving him like, all right, I did that.
Okay,
But-
so your anger, you said, is, or your not anger, your
No,
hot-headedness,
just
your
a-
quick to react
Yeah.
aspect of you is what you want to improve. So what's your favorite aspect of our marriage?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it sweet. I'm gonna keep it short. Just you in general. Like, you check off everything in the list. And a list that I didn't even think I thought that I had but I do have it. And I was like, yo, like, time out. You know, I like that. Oh, wait, fuck. No, yeah, I like that. And it's honestly, you know how to deal with my quietness. And I love that because every relationship or person that I've dated, they've always wanted me to talk or take the lead. And a bitch is tired of doing that. And I don't want to do it anymore. You take the fucking lead. You talk. And I'll just be behind you chilling. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I love it. And it's not to say that I'm lazy in the relationship. It's just saying, like, society has implemented this like stereotype on masculine women where they have to lead everything and take care of everything and do everything. And with you, I don't have to.
Listen,
You take care of me.
I am type A. I'm very controlling on certain matters. You know, just because I like things done, I like them done a certain way. Like, I struggle with anxiety. And so sometimes if things aren't done through a certain channel, I kind of have a freak out moment, and you don't find that as annoying. Instead, you find it as like, cool, she's got that. But then there are other things that I don't like to do that you just are like, yeah, I got that. You got this. We're good. We're vibing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a problem.
I guess I can say is like because you've met all those like little, you know, standards that I have, it's been easy for me to like let that guard down and be like, yo, okay, like I'm comfortable. I can relax.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everybody has this like wall up because we get it. We don't want nobody to get hurt. But with you, it's just like, hurt me all you want. I'm still gonna love you.
Daddy!
Okay, all right. See, you fucking give a bitch a compliment. She wants to fucking...
Sorry, guys. That got hot in here. Oof. Okay.
I'm just saying, you know, I love you. I love you, bitch.
I love you too. All right, guys. So towards the end of every episode, something that we really want to do because it's important to us is to speak about a cause that either we have a direct connection with, support a local small business, and just give you guys a tip on how you can get involved in your community. And so the organization we're going to be supporting today is the Alzheimer's Association, not old timers. So
Alzheimer's.
So Ella, if you want to talk about why this means a lot to us.
Oh, so it hasn't been really put out there. I don't think a lot of my family members know about it, but I guess tonight will be the night. My grandmother from my mom's side, so one of the women, you know, who raised me. So if you know me, you know that I was raised by my aunt and my grandmother. To say my grandmother has been diagnosed with dementia. And, you know, it's going pretty quick. And I've been doing nothing but research because it sucks to have a phone call with her and she sometimes doesn't remember certain events of my life. So, you know.
It's hard to watch a loved one's memory kind of go. I've experienced it in my family as well. And, you know, your memories, like your interactions with people, your experiences, like those are really the most cherished things in your life. And so to watch that kind of slip away from somebody is really, really, really hard. You know, I have a connection with nonprofits across the country, and I recently had an opportunity to sit down with some directors for the Alzheimer's Association, and they gave me a lot of really great information. And, you know, it's not just for individuals suffering from Alzheimer's. There's actually a lot of different diseases that fall under that kind of memory loss window, dementia being one of them. And they have so many services that honestly I would have never even realized are out there. You know, so I just encourage all of you that when you hear about an organization, like if you know someone who could be affected by whatever it is they're supporting, go look at their website, you know, because I know that I had a family member, my wife has a family member, and until I had a conversation with these people, I did not realize the scope of resources that they can provide to families and to individuals suffering from diseases like this. So I'm going to put their website. It'll be in our show notes. Go donate if you can. If not, you guys, COVID has really affected volunteers and nonprofits' ability to get a lot of these things done that they did pre-COVID. And they have a ton of opportunities for virtually volunteering. So even if you don't have money, if you have a couple hours a week to spare, then you can make a huge impact on those suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. So the website is www.alz.org. And you can go onto their page and click Get Involved to donate or to look at their volunteer opportunities. So guys, we also want to say, make sure you stay tuned for our next episode. I know I talked about how I've been married before and kind of one of the reoccurring questions I hear.
Toxicity relationships.
Yeah. And like what people really want to know is that I was previously married to a guy. So obviously people freak out when all of a sudden I come out and here I am married to a woman. And so people really, really want to know the tea on that.
I was married for a very short period, like a very small time. And so it doesn't really count. And I'm going to just say that it was just a mistake.
Okay.
That's my marriage, my first one.
So yeah, people want to understand how you go from dating men to dating women, and especially now that I identify as a lesbian. So that's going to be for our next episode. And guys, we're going to go into something really fun right now.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Already?
So every episode, Dear Chula, Chula means beautiful women in Spanish. It's a loose translation.
Dímelo, chula, ¿cómo tú estás?
Yeah, that. So this is to all of the beautiful women. We have a little bit of piece of advice with every episode that we have. And so we're going to lay it on you.
Dear Chula, you have to stop thinking that you won't sleep with someone if you haven't shaved your vagina. You probably still will. So just go ahead and shave or stop caring, because I can promise you they don't.
I'm just saying that was my first thought when I met you. I didn't shave because I thought, no way, something's going to happen. I'm just meeting this girl, and I know that I've been in that situation before. So,
oh my God.
just
I cannot. I'm over this. We're done. I'm over it.